I think we are just hitting market open and we'll have the values coming up in terms of first rates in a bit from now. Lots to track. The market itself, the pre-open is left about 70 points lower, so 25,000, just under 25,200. And I think about 5 days back we were at 26,200. So that's how quickly markets, of course, move nowadays. Just a few seconds and we'll just read out the indices and then we'll do stocks. What do we have? First rates, 25,211. It's a flattish start, 0.15 lower. The Nifty Bank is down about 0.25% and nothing. I think the Nifty is now turning into the green. Let's see. Bank Nifty 51,865 is where the Nifty Bank is at. The mid-cap index is absolutely flat, nothing, no change. So 58,964 in the mid-cap index at this point. The IT index, which of course will be first off the block in terms of reporting earnings with TCS next Thursday, the IT index is up 0.5%, 41,980 or so on that one. So that is a heavyweight. The Nifty heat map is coming up on your screen. I think it's more down than up, but this is the first 1 minute or so of trade. Market on the Nifty is already up about 30 points. Which is a little better than how the absolute first rates that we got. So 25,270-ish on the Nifty. Surabhi.
The interesting rates are on companies that have come out with their quarterly updates. Watch out for Mahindra and Mahindra Financial. The market does not like any hint of deterioration in asset quality, which is exactly what M&M Financial has reported. Stocks down 4%, and Avenue Supermarts also down about 2.5%. So we'll sort of talk more about these updates and the impact. On the large cap screen, actually, speaking of updates, why I forget Bajaj Finance. Even here, despite that 29% AUM growth, the stock is under pressure, 2% lower, because the internals seem to be not that pleasing for the market. BPCL is cooling off after yesterday's sharp rally, 2% down. Trent, Asian Paints, Reliance. Reliance has had a very volatile start. Reliance was actually up, leading the Nifty higher on the green side when we opened, and it's immediately turned course and it's down 1%. So intraday, this move is already about 2.5% on Reliance for such a big stock. Anyway, ICICI Bank on the lower side. There is some selling on HDFC Bank as well. So banks are not supporting and the market has started slipping. There's Bajaj Auto, Hero Moto, the two-wheeler makers, Eicher, all of them on the way down as well. Nestle, Britannia, Tata Consumer. If you thought consumer will support, well, that is not the case at this point in time. On the upside, what remains is actually ONGC. And there's a fair amount of IT, like Prashant pointed out. So TCS, Wipro, they're still trying to provide some comfort and support. Tech Mahindra, minor gains. But otherwise, it's just cooling off. Barring ONGC, which is a very obvious move on oil and IT, the rest of it, banks are slipping, Reliance is slipping. We don't have too much support. And even FMCG, not really helping the bulls' cause, at least at the open.
Well, M&M Financial is extending its losses now. So more than 4% gone on M&M Financial. Apart from the worsening of the asset quality, even the disbursements for M&M Finance in Q2 were down 1% on a year-on-year basis, so a bit of growth concerns too. Angel One too is reacting adversely. That stock is open with a cut of close to about 3-odd%. Paint companies are hurting on the back of the rise in crude prices. So Kansai Nerolac, Indigo Paints are down 1.2%. EPAC Durable has got an order win or sort of an agreement. They will be manufacturing components for Panasonic ACs. It started trade in the green, but now has dipped into the red. So perhaps some of the up move has already played out, because this week the stock is already up close to about 7%, and the stock is practically doubled from its IPO price. Interglobe Aviation too is a bit subdued in trade, so that's open with a cut of about 1%. Z Media, a stock which has had a one-way unstoppable move. Z Media today has corrected close to about 5%. And some cuts are coming through in real estate companies like Macrotech Developers. The real estate index, remember, has taken the biggest hit over the last 4 or 5 days. So Phoenix Mills, Macrotech Developers continue to remain under pressure. On the way up, it's ITD Cementation. Yesterday was up 20% on the back of that 1,900 crore order win. It's followed it up with another 5% gain. Sapphire Foods, JK Paper, these are stocks which are looking quite smart and seeing some pretty good volumes. Aarti Drug, Shilpa Medicare, even Uflex, where the company is planning to set up a plant in Egypt. The investment will be $126 million. Uflex is higher by close to about 1.5%. And Bank of Baroda, amongst the Q2 updates, Abhishek, remember, was telling us after a weak Q1, in Q2, growth has bounced back. The company's advances growth is 6.7% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So Bank of Baroda stands out on the way up in terms of the quarterly updates.
Okay, well, those are lots of names which are coming through. Just a few more. I mean, look at the Nifty, right? We started absolutely flat, slightly lower. Then there was a 30 or 40 odd point bump. That's got sold into, and we're down about 80 points now. So 25,170 is where we stand at. So that's about 1/3% lower. So this is a more, not decisive, but a pronounced kind of reaction, for the first pronounced reaction for the day.